What costs $500,000 to $2 million to produce, generates zero direct transactions, has no checkout button, no QR code, no influencer affiliate, and is rebuilt from scratch every single year, even as luxury sales slow globally. Louis Vuitton does it, Bergdorf Goodman does it, Hermès, Cartier, David Webb, all in. Just glass, light, labor, and narrative. I'm talking about holiday windows. The mecca of this phenomenon are two Manhattan streets, Fifth Avenue and Madison Avenue. So why are luxury brands still pouring seven figures into Madison Ave holiday windows during a global luxury slowdown? Today, we're decoding the Manhattan holiday window wars from Macy's to Bergdorf, and why this so-called old world spectacle may be luxury's most resilient content strategy. The most direct and common analysis of holidays windows is seeing them as nostalgia marketing, a feel-good tradition for tourists. There is truth to this. However, we've noticed a much less philanthropic side and would like to focus on this nuance. These windows act as brand theater, designed to signal financial strength, cultural relevance, and long-term confidence. And in uncertain markets, signaling to the competition, media, and the world matters just as much as actually selling. Three trends are driving the conversations in the luxury business world right now. 1. LVMH and Kering, the two largest luxury conglomerates that house almost every household name prestige brand, are reporting softened growth. 2. Aspirational middle-income consumers, who are a significant driver of big-name luxury brand purchases, are trading down, pulling back on luxury spending due to high inflation, economic uncertainty, and reduced savings. And the third conversation that's happening is the quiet luxury discourse, which is at its peak right now. Yet, in 2025, luxury retail square footage in the US jumped over 65%, led by New York City. New and expanded flagships have been popping up from the likes of Louis Vuitton, Armani, Hermès, not because foot traffic is booming, but because the flagships function as long-term brand infrastructure. And holiday windows are the annual proof of life. They say, we are still here, we are still powerful, and we are still playing the long game. As a case study, let's talk about David Webb at 942 Madison Avenue. This year's holiday installation, Deep Freeze, created with Ken Folk, places ultra high-end jewelry inside vintage ice boxes. It's an art installation with commercial consequences. Here's why it works strategically. It transforms product into narrative artifact. It reframes jewelry as cultural object and not commodity. It invites pause, not impulse, and shocking people into System 2 thinking is helpful for higher price point sales. This is immersive storytelling, hybridized with seasonal merchandising. Luxury doesn't win by being louder. It wins by being slower, stranger, and harder to replicate. And the inefficiencies created in pursuit of productive strangeness are precisely the point. We're living in a K-shaped consumer landscape, a post-2020 divergence where high-income consumers have benefited from asset appreciation while lower-income households face rising costs of living and inflation-driven constraint. Brands aren't just responding aesthetically, they are reallocating capital. At one end of the market, companies optimize for scale, accessibility, and price sensitivity. And then at the other end, the top of the K, they invest in high-cost, low-volume, high-symbolism experiences for consumers who are insulated from volatility. Madison Avenue sits firmly at the top of this K. Compare it to 34th Street. Macy's windows are a mass spectacle. Volume, nostalgia, and crowd density are the name of the game. Madison Avenue is selective theater, controlled, editorial, and financially exclusionary. 2 Christmases, 2 economies, 2 strategies calibrated for entirely different consumers. Which brings us to an underlying risk. When a growing share of consumer spending is concentrated among the top 10%, luxury growth becomes less about demand and more about maintaining belief. Belief in cultural authority, belief in permanence, and the value that transcends cycles. We are in an experience era. Just announced is an ultra-luxury hotel development at 509 Madison Avenue from the same makers and owners of Lowell Hotel. This matters because Madison Ave is no longer just a shopping corridor. It's becoming a luxury lifestyle ecosystem. Retail plus hospitality plus culture plus architecture, and Holiday Windows act as the annual brand festival, a physical content drop anchoring the entire ecosystem. In a post-pandemic world, luxury isn't competing with other products. It's competing with experiences, travel, and memory. As always, we like to end with actionable lessons for brand leaders. Holiday Windows work in a luxury setting when they are rewarding patience, signaling confidence, and creating memory. These parameters are ones that you can use to guide any seasonal experiential marketing that you're planning for 2026. This channel exists to decode strategies like this from an insider who understands and works in the systems that make luxury endure. If you want more analysis on how brands use space, culture, and restraint to build long-term value, subscribe to our channel. And if you would like to dive into your specifics, reach out to us for a consultation.